Hey guys, it's Pauline. When I just started getting into confectionery, I tried making chocolate figures by simply melting chocolate, pouring it into some mold, and waiting until it hardened up. I was greatly surprised when it didn't, and it was all soft and clammy and nearly fell apart. It hardened only in the freezer, and as soon as it was back at room temperature, it melted again. It turned out that it doesn't work like that because chocolate has particular crystals that break and need to be formed again before you leave the chocolate to harden up. This is called tempering. Today I'm going to show you how to do that. Tempering is essential when you make chocolate figures. But if you want to use chocolate in the filling, you don't need to temper it. Tempered chocolate is harder, thicker, has a nice glossy shine. And even if I hold it in my hand for some time, it wouldn't melt and leave chocolate stains on my hands. Unlike non-tempered chocolate. So how do we temper? The easiest way of tempering, which you might have heard of, is tempering on a marble worktop. It's when you pour melted chocolate onto the marble, spread it there in order to cool down, and then pick it up. Not everyone has a marble worktop though, and I made this video to show you the easiest way to temper chocolate so that everyone could do that at home. There are some crucial things to know before tempering. You want to have your room temperature not higher than 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, you're going to need an infrared thermometer. It reads the temperature at a distance. I simply turn it on, point it, and it shows me the temperature of the chocolate. In case you don't have an infrared thermometer, you need to at least have a regular food thermometer. Unfortunately, you can't really go without either of them. It will make tempering impossible. Another important thing while working with chocolate is the quality of the chocolate itself. Here, I have Belgian chocolate Calibal. It's one of the most popular ones. You can take any other chocolate, but be careful not to take compound chocolate for tempering. You want to buy real chocolate that doesn't have any other things in it besides cocoa butter. It costs approximately as much as compound chocolate in bars in a supermarket. But the real one has the finest quality and it's usually sold in bigger bags. You can also find it in some local confectionery stores in smaller bags though. The chocolate looks like this, and these pieces are called callets. Basically, tempering chocolate is 3 steps. First, we bring the temperature of the chocolate up to 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we bring it down to 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Note that these temperatures are different for dark, white, and milk chocolate, so make sure you've chosen the correct temperature for each case. And lastly, we heat the chocolate up to working temperature of 32.5 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the highest point. We can't heat our chocolate up any further. We'll be tempering chocolate in callets. It's the easiest way for home chocolate making, but at the same time, it's a bit hard because we need to stir the chocolate thoroughly and it takes some effort. Let's get into it. For starters, I'm gonna pre-crystallize chocolate by using a microwave. I'm gonna do it in short bursts. Place it in the microwave for 20 seconds, take it out and stir it, then put it back into the microwave, take it out, stir it, and do it every 20 seconds to keep chocolate from burning. What I need to do is to melt the chocolate and make sure it's 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit. The chocolate has melted, reached 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'd like to make a little experiment. I pour a little non-tempered chocolate into the mold, let it cool and harden, and then we'll compare it to the tempered chocolate. Let's get back to tempering. The chocolate here is 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit. I give it a little stir and add some callets. My proportion is 100 grams of melted chocolate or 3.5 ounces and 40 grams of callets or 1.4 ounces. I add the callets and start stirring. What I'm doing is cooling the chocolate down to working temperature. As soon as the chocolate reaches it, it's ready. The callets are pretty hard to stir, but we don't want to have any lumps in our chocolate, so I make an effort to stir it all thoroughly. The speed of melting of the callets depends on the temperature of the chocolate itself, as well as on the room temperature. They can melt earlier or later than you need them to. If it so happens that your callets have melted and the temperature is above 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, it means that the chocolate hasn't tempered, and you need to add more callets and stir them again. Now my chocolate is 29 degrees Celsius or 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm gonna bring it down to 27 degrees or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. If I still have some lumps, I'll get rid of them by slightly heating the chocolate with a heat gun, always keeping in mind that the temperature has to be 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit at maximum. In order to heat the chocolate, I'm going to use this heat gun. It's such a great tool to have in the kitchen because when chocolate drips on the table and hardens, you can heat it up a little and just wipe it clean. I take the heat gun and heat the chocolate for a few seconds. Then give it a stir and do it all over. Don't forget to control the temperature at this point. It has to be 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit at maximum. So I've stirred the chocolate thoroughly, all the lumps have melted, and now I have the chocolate at a working temperature. My chocolate is tempered. Look how much thicker it is than regular melted chocolate. Now I'm gonna make another experiment, this time with the tempered chocolate. The texture is so much thicker and richer. I pour out the excess chocolate and leave it like that for about 20 to 30 minutes. After cooling it down, we'll see which chocolate will look better and if the tempered and non-tempered chocolate will differ. So our chocolate has cooled and set at room temperature and now we can see what happened to it. Let's take a look at the tempered chocolate. It's so easy to demold and it has a nice glossy shine. Now, what's going on with the chocolate that we did not temper? I tried to demold it, but honestly, I couldn't even do it. Because when I try to take the chocolate out from the mold, it starts to melt and doesn't come out. Whatever I tried, nothing happened. If I press a finger to the tempered chocolate for a few seconds, nothing will happen to it. Maybe its glossy side will become a little less glossy, but that's it. If I press a finger to the non-tempered chocolate, I at once feel sticky chocolate on my skin. It leaves stains, and the chocolate itself also has fingerprints imprinted in it. If we made a figure using non-tempered chocolate, it would just fall apart and never become a figure. But if we do everything right, we'll have this beautiful glossy chocolate with a nice snap. I hope that this video was helpful for you and you'll try to temper yourself and make beautiful figures. Thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to find out more information about confectionery. Bye!